guys, how are you all doing? It's your girl Cindy, and I'm back again with another gist. Guys, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So, guys, I just want us to see a couple of videos from Black people, especially Black women, reacting to Dr. Jackie's situation. Now, she said that Black women exaggerate pain and they cry wolf about pain. I saw a clip of that video. I couldn't believe my ears. Like, so, are you trying to tell me that all these videos we see from Black women talking about the way they are being treated in the hospital, not only Black women, Black people in general, but especially Black women, how they are being treated in the hospital, you think they were making those stories up? Hmm. Wow. Obviously, that video didn't sit well with Black people. They called her out, they dragged her, they cancelled her. I have put together a few videos. Let's just hear from them. And of course, I'm going to show you some random comments. We are human beings, we feel pain. Please check these videos out.
I am so tired of people not caring about Black women. How on earth can you say that Black women exaggerate pain and then go and talk to the VP about how Black women are 3 times more likely to die from childbirth? Aren't those two correlated? I had complications at childbirth, which I admit I still have some PTSD from, but to hear a Black OBGYN say this in public, like how on earth are you going to tell someone they don't feel what they feel? And as someone who, number one, has never given birth, and then number two, as someone who is responsible for the well-being and care of primarily Black women, and you say that out loud, and then you stand 10 toes down on Twitter, there are wolves in sheep's clothing everywhere. And for those of y'all who are asking Dr. Jackie to apologize, stop asking for that. She said what she said. She meant what she said. It is more dangerous for us to continue to put ourselves in situations and around people who do not advocate for us. We need to know who these people are so that we can remove ourselves and go get second and third and fourth opinion instead of trusting someone who in private could care less about us. I'm happy we finally know what Dr. Jackie really thinks of us. I'm just shocked that the wool has been pulled over our eyes yet again.
As a nurse, I am so incredibly disappointed in Dr. Jackie. How could you get on the internet, the World Wide Web, and say that Black women exaggerate pain, cry wolf about pain, and over-exaggerate and overreact? When you know that we face so many disparities and health inequalities within the system, we have the highest mortality rate for childbirth. And that is what you decided to say as a Black woman, as a Black doctor, and I think that you're an OBGYN? How could you? How could you? I'm waiting for you to get on the internet and clean up what you said. You owe us an apology. You know what we face as a society. You know what we face as Black women when we go to the hospital. They don't believe us about our pain. They don't believe us about our symptoms. They don't believe us about anything. And they always think that we're drug seeking. For you to get on the internet and say that, shame on you. How could you? It's unacceptable.
I just wanted to give my take on the whole Dr. Jackie controversy. I do watch Married to Medicine. I'm a fan of the show. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for over 4 years. I'm a Black woman, and I am also currently expecting. So if you don't know, basically there was a clip of Dr. Jackie on a Zoom with Dr. Heavenly talking about the Black maternal mortality rate. And she basically said that sometimes Black women can exaggerate their symptoms or be dramatic and make it hard for the doctor to know whether or not these are true symptoms, these are true things to be worried about, etc. And I just think that that's very dangerous rhetoric. I feel like we all know that implicit bias in healthcare is real. It's real. I'm a nurse and I've seen it. I have family members that have gone to the hospital, that have needed medical care, that have also been on the receiving end of implicit bias. We know that there are people that think that Black people, there are, medical professionals that actually get taught in medical school that Black people have a higher pain tolerance than other races. So it's not just some fake thing. You know, implicit bias in healthcare is real, and I feel like Dr. Jackie really minimized it and put it on the patients, which is just really unfair. Saying things like that, especially as a doctor, as a physician, that can be very, very dangerous. So I think that the proper approach would be to actually take more time to listen to your patients and to understand them. And if they are anxious or if they are complaining of symptoms, you should believe them. You should hear them out. You should believe them. You should take your time, you know, as their physician, and you should kind of treat them, you know, more delicately than other races, because the mortality rate is so high in the Black community. It's just outrageous. And I think that when you're faced with something like this, where you know one group of people are being treated unequally, you have to be equitable. And if in order to equal the playing field, you have to give that group a little bit more time, a little bit more, you know, listening, then that's what you do. So yeah, I just think that it's really sad that Dr. Jackie even said that out of her mouth. It's even more sad that she actually believes that. That is crazy to me. But this is why we need more Black professionals in healthcare, or just more professionals in healthcare, doctors, nurses, etc., that do not carry with them implicit bias. Okay? That's all I got to say about it.
I was just thinking about that whole Dr. Jackie situation, how she said Black women exaggerate their pain a lot of the time and cry wolf a lot of the time, and how much that really just pissed me off. Earlier this year, my fiance had to have an emergency C-section to our son, who was 7 weeks early because she had preeclampsia. She had an OB appointment 3 days prior to this and told the OB all the symptoms she was feeling, how she was. Her blood pressure was even elevated, which is a sign of preeclampsia as it is, and they didn't do anything. The guy was like, "You're fine, just take it easy, drink some more water, you'll be okay." And we're both really arguing with this doctor, like, no, something's wrong, this isn't how she usually is, things are obviously wrong. Not even 3 days later, she was back in the emergency room for preeclampsia because she had high blood pressure and protein in her urine, two things that the doctor should have seen on her lab results. So we've started to, and I urge all other Black women to do this. If a doctor ever refuses you or denies anything that you're requesting of them, have them put it in writing that they're denying it and exactly why they're denying it. We need Black doctors who actually advocate for Black people, not who dismiss them.
Married to Medicine's Dr. Jackie, she's like one of the best OBGYNs in Atlanta. Everyone goes to Dr. Jackie in Atlanta. So she says her cry wolf during pregnancy was taken out of context. So I sat and I watched the video. And I watched her call Black woman dramatic. And as soon as I heard that, I turned the video off. Because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I was truly trying to understand what she was trying to say. But it's already hard enough for Black women out here. And as a Black woman herself, I was shocked that she would even say that. Because Black women do go through real things in the hospital. They feel real pain. And sometimes, most of the time, that pain is ignored, which leads to higher death rates during pregnancy for Black women. She came out with this statement. You guys are more than welcome to read it. But in a summary, she's basically saying that everything was taken out of context. And that the reason she became an OBGYN was to add more diversity and to basically be an advocate for Black women in this field.
Dr. Jackie saying that Black women exaggerate their pain level during pregnancy is one thing. Her apologizing for it is another thing. But seeing Black women come out like, hey, Dr. Jackie ruined my prenatal experience because she didn't listen to me. She traumatized me. This was the most traumatic birth that I've ever had. I got 2 kids later after her. I'd never go back to her again. It's crazy because she was really applying that rhetoric to her job where she takes care of people. It really makes me wonder why people go to the medical field. Like, did she become an OBGYN after she realized that it was something wrong with her? And I use wrong lightly. I'm not even trying to offend her, but what made her come to this field where she's going to turn around and discredit pain level in a serious matter? She definitely fits into the mean girl nurse rhetoric. And I want to say that she also is one of those aunties that people listen to because she might be a little financially stable or have degrees or something and talk low and slow. You can't check her because she's talking low and slow. Whole time she's negating from the point and insulting your intelligence.
What Dr. Jackie said about Black women made me sick to my stomach. And I wasn't going to touch on it because I said I felt like it was something that Black women needed to really lead the conversation. But there's something missing in this because what Jackie said was master shit. And I'm going to explain to you how. It was Dr. James Marion Sims who invented gynecology in the 1800s. Okay? When he invented gynecology, he also invented this idea that black women do not feel pain. And within his practice, what he would do is he would perform surgery on the women, the slaves that he owned, while they were awake. He would sometimes take these women's babies and crack their skulls open to examine the baby's brain. And also what he would do, you have to remember, they were slaves. How did they conceive children? Through grape. Through grape. Correct. And so let's fast forward to today. A black doctor is using the same rhetoric that a master used towards people who she probably was ancestrally related to. She's using that same rhetoric today in 2023. The same rhetoric invented in the 1800s, she's using today in 2023 to describe you. Because he too would have called you a drama queen when you went to your doctor and complained. He too would have called you a drama queen when you said you were in pain and you needed help. Instead of her using her platform, her blackness, and her womanhood to advocate for you to be listened to be heard, to advocate for when you speak up that whatever you're feeling is acknowledged and investigated, she's calling you extra. She's calling you a liar. I take issue with that. And when she was giving the chance to apologize or to redact her lies because this is untruthful, she did what a master would do. She blamed you and said you took something out of context. She blamed you and said you were the problem. You didn't fully listen. No, we heard everything and we heard an error. So you know what? Let's take you out of the context of that show. You gotta go. Because if this is the type of narrative that you're spewing, our big red flag was how you treated Buffy. But for some reason you were given grace. But now this is the final straw. You gotta go. You gotta go because things like this end lives. Things like this cause error, not just to the mother, but to the child. It's massa shit. And y'all gotta get that off you because it's like shackles.
Wow. Coming from a black woman, I was shocked. Anyways, she did an apology video, which a lot of people didn't accept. I'm going to show you her apology video. She was literally crying and she was sorry. Now, I'm going to show you this apology video, and don't forget, I'm going to show you some random comments. Wow. Please check this video out.
Married to Medicine star Dr. Jackie Walters is issuing a video apology after she released a statement, and fans said this shows no accountability for the things that she said about African American women and their pregnancies. So we previously reported to you that Dr. Jackie has been receiving backlash after an old video, 3-year-old video that she did with Dr. Heavenly on her YouTube channel showed her referring to black women as being overly dramatic and not necessarily believing them when they've come into the office with multiple excuses. Well, she has issued a statement, and a lot of people said that statement showed no accountability or an apology. Well, now she's issuing a video apology.
Happy holidays to you and yours. I'm taking a much needed pause to address comments that I made during a 2020 live interview with one of my castmates. First and most importantly, to black women and mothers, including your friends, families, and the medical community who cares for you. Because my words left you hurt and feeling unsupported, I want you to know I hear you, I see you, I believe you, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I am brokenhearted over this. The guilt and reality that I have hurt and offended people, especially black women, and some of my own patients, pains me to my core. As I look back over the 2-hour video again and again, I admit that I used the wrong words and descriptions to properly convey my concerns regarding maternal mortality related to women of color. But the fact is, we must do more because we are still dying more. If I could say it all over again, here's how I'd say it. When experiencing a health matter, keep a log of your concerns and symptoms so that you can provide them accurately to your physician. Have a buddy system, someone who can advocate for you when you're with a physician, especially when pregnant. Know that a second and third opinion is not just sometimes warranted, but necessary. I thank you for taking out time from your holiday to tune into my apology and my self-dedication to Black women and healthcare. I've been shaken and moved to be better.
I already know what people are going to say. Dr. Jackie, okay, thank you for the apology. However, this scripted apology felt inauthentic, but I think people are going to feel the way they're going to feel about Dr. Jackie, period. I think she definitely needed to do an apology, but I felt like she should have just spoke from her heart. But maybe, not everyone can speak from their heart off the whim like that. But I know people are going to criticize her for what it looks like you're reading a script instead of really speaking from your heart and looking at the camera, being genuine. I also don't believe that people should be beating up on Dr. Jackie. I know that being a doctor is not easy. I'm sure there are plenty of people that have had great experiences with Dr. Jackie and maybe bad experiences with Dr. Jackie. Do I think that she's a terrible physician? She's never been my doctor, so I can't tell you that. But I also don't think that she is. But I do think that she was irresponsible in some of the things that she said in that 2020 video with Dr. Heavenly.
So I took some screenshots of comments as usual, so you guys can see what other people said, randomly. So you guys can see what other people said, about the whole situation, the whole Dr. Jackie situation. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Like I said, coming from a Black woman, I was shocked. I was surprised. Okay, I I couldn't believe what I heard. But I mean, she's sorry. She's sorry. The truth is, Black women are not making this up. They feel pain. They are human beings. And as a doctor, a physician, what do you do to your patients when they say they are in pain? You check them out. First of all, you listen to them. Pay attention. Check them out. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you all think again in the comments. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, come back for another video. I'm going to see you all in my next one. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.